Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust. First order of business is to approve the minutes of the March 1st, 2011 meeting of the Trust. I'd recognize a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Moving to financial reports. First, we're being asked to approve the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust Revenue and Obligation Report for January 2011. I'd recognize a motion to that effect.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Next, we're being asked to ratify the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public School Trust payments. I'd recognize a motion to that effect.
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Next, we're being asked to approve the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust semi-annual report. Mr. Winger.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We do have the report ending December 31st, 2010 for your consideration today. It includes the standard items that we've had on previous reports. It has an overview, status summary, project status, financial reports, trust actions, priority lists, and also a listing of our architects and contractors that have been performing on the maps for kids work. Just as a brief summary of the status and what the work that was completed in this 6-month time frame, there was substantial completion on 7 schools, 8 new construction contracts, 10 new architectural contracts, which include the final schools projects, 44 change orders, and 21 suburban project applications in this 6-month period. The graphs have also been updated that you'll find in the financial section, and one of the biggest changes that you'll find on the pie chart is that the color that represented the projects that were in planning no longer exist. We're out of the planning stage on all projects. Everything is now in design and construction. With that, I can answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions? Seeing none, I'd recognize a motion to approve the semi-annual report.
I'll make the motion.
Moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Moving into contracts. First, we are being asked to adopt a resolution ratifying the issuance of and approving an addendum number 1, awarding the contract to Wiring Solutions in the amount of $219,632.80, approving contract and bonds for the Early Start Fire Alarms Group 3 at 7 schools, and authorizing execution of documents upon receipt, project ES 74. Mr. Winger.
Thank you. This is the last of the early start projects that are in the current program implementation plan. It is fire for 7 schools. Bids were received on March 1st. Low bidder is Wiring Solutions. You'll also see that the amount that the low bid was received was significantly $857,000 under the budget. And so we're pleased with the results and recommend approval.
I can't help but ask, why is it so much lower?
I would just have to offer that the estimate was just inordinately high. It's something that we need to obviously look at. We were using the estimates from the early start projects that we did very early in the program, and considerably the prices have dropped for whatever reasons other than just maybe the cheaper technologies that are available that are for the same systems or other reasons.
Good.
Any other questions? Is there a motion for approval?
So moved, Mr.
Been
Chairman.
moved. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Second, contract, ratify the issuance of and approve addendum number 1, award contract to Simplex Grinnell LP in the amount of $42,835, and approve contract and bonds for the Early Start Fire Alarms Group 3 annexes at 4 schools, project ES 75B.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is just for the annexes, and so as we discussed earlier, the project was bid. It was also bid under the budget. This additional bid, $107,000 under its estimate as well. But this just covers annexes at 4 of the schools that had that required work that we could not accomplish by change order. So we are recommending approval at this time.
Questions? Seeing none, I'd recognize a motion for approval.
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Moving to change orders. First, we're asked to approve change order number 8 for Hoover Elementary School, an increase of $17,969.76, project ES 31.
Project is 95% complete. It's substantially complete, actually, at this point. The entire school is being utilized by school staff and students. And there's 10 items on this change order. The most significant are some final items that include some tax strips and flag holders that were a part of our design standards that were inadvertently omitted from the construction drawings. Represents about a 0.4% increase. There's a net total of 4.3, and we recommend approval.
Questions? Is there a motion to approve the change order?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Next change order, B. Recommend the Board of Education of Independent School District Number 89 approve change order number 6 for Capitol Hill High School, an increase of $21,032, project EB 13.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The project's proceeding very well in the construction phase. We're just passing the 25% mark. There's 6 items for your consideration today. The largest is item number 3, which is some flooring replacement on some vinyl floor tile that was not scheduled but is required to be replaced. Net change is about 0.2%. On this particular change order, it's a 7% grand total, but remember that a previous change order with the auditorium improvements was really the most significant change that we've experienced on the project, and that was just a choice as improving the aesthetics and not really as a result of the construction drawings. Recommend approval.
Questions?
How
Is there a
far
motion for approval?
How far?
I'm sorry.
How far along is this job?
About 25%.
Okay.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved, Mr.
Been
Chairman.
moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Change order C. Recommend the Board of Education of Independent School District Number 89 approve change order number 5 for Classen School of Advanced Studies, an increase of $18,331, project EB 14.
3 items for your consideration today. About 0.2% increase. The project's a little over halfway complete on the overall scale, but we are experiencing some timing difficulties. This is going to be one of the projects that's going to be most affected by the change to the year learning or the continuous learning calendar, where the summer seasons have been shortened. The school's full. It's very hard for us to work some of the phasing, and so I would anticipate on some future changes that we're going to see the time expand on the project. There are 7 days included in this item for the flooring that's identified in item number 2, and we recommend approval.
Questions?
I couldn't follow all that. 7 days of extended time?
So on item number 2, the flooring replacement that's identified here, the contractor has shown that there's 7 additional days to the contract, but I'm expecting even more significant changes coming forward.
Due to timing?
Due to time and the shortened summer that we're going to start experiencing here very soon.
Okay.
Could you speak to, where it says that you're replacing concrete, can you speak to the process for doing that? Is it like a patch, or do they have to cut out?
What we typically find is in a lot of the old schools, when they've been renovated, the flooring actually changes in heights across the different floors. It could be just from a new addition that didn't exactly meet, say, an original construction. It could just be the fact of the way that it was built, say, going from, say, a classroom that had an old wooden floor to a terrazzo floor that might be in the hallway, where you just have differences in the elevation of the concrete. We're able to actually put a lightweight concrete mix in those to level those, so it provides us a hard surface to lay the new tile down. But it's not concrete that's full of the aggregate and the rock that you normally see. It's mostly a porous aggregate that's put in there, and it doesn't increase the load on the building substantially.
Other questions? Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Change order number D. Recommend the Board of Education of Independent School District Number 89 approve change order number 2 for Johnson Elementary School, an increase of $27,545, project EB 20.
There's 20 items for consideration on this change order. However, 5 of those are actually credit items. And so if you'll look at those items, numbers 2, 8, 10, 12, and 13 are all credits. And so we're able to go through projects once we get a contractor on board and find some value or some savings, either through substitutions or just a change in the way that the project's constructed. But the net is a $27,000 increase when you look at all 20 items. There's project contingency funds available. It's a net change of 1.4%. We recommend approval.
Questions? Is there a motion for approval?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor? I'm sorry, we'll vote. Approved. Mr. Couch, an update status?
Mr. Chairman, several things. Right now, there are 23 schools in construction, and there are 21 schools that are remaining in design. Of those 21 schools, 13 will be bid out in about the next 5 months. 11 elementary, 1 middle, and 1 high school. So we'll be knocking off a big share of those over the next few months. In March, on March 29th, we'll bid Cleveland. In April, on April 5th, we'll bid Monroe. On April 12th, the Northeast Academy, the high school. In May, on May 17th, we'll do Arthur. On May 24th, West Nichols Hills. On May 31st, we'll do Hayes. On June 14th, we'll do Rockwood. On June 21st, we'll do Independence Charter Middle School. Parmalee Elementary and Rancho Villa are also scheduled for June. And then in the July-August time frame, we'll be bidding Columbus at Jackson, Capitol Hill Elementary, and Spencer Elementary. The downtown elementary school, so that's our next large phase of construction projects coming forward. The downtown elementary, the final site selection committee met and held its meeting on March 8th. TAP Architecture is finalizing the report, and the site recommendation will be pending coming forth from that. Community meetings, there were no meetings this week due to spring break. On Arthur, we'll have final plans next Tuesday on March 22nd at 6 o'clock. At Spencer, we'll have the preliminary report next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Prairie Queen, we're going to have the groundbreaking on Friday the 25th at 1 o'clock. On Oak Ridge, we'll have a groundbreaking on Monday the 28th at 1 o'clock. And we'll be back here 2 weeks from today on April 5th for our trust meeting, which is not 2 weeks from today, it's 3 weeks from today, but it's still April 5th.
You also have a monthly report from the Architectural Design Group in your packet. Are there any questions?
Yes.
Yes, Anthony.
Is this posed to Eric or I may be misreading something, but it appeared that in the project matrix it shows the downtown elementary school as being 95% complete. Is that just a typo or?
Is this in the status report, Mr. Francisco?
Yeah, it's in the monthly report. The pages aren't numbered, but it's under sales tax projects. And the downtown elementary school shows to be 95% construction complete.
Yes.
You're exactly
35.
correct, and that would be an error in the report we'll be happy to fix.
Thank you. Other questions? Seeing none. Any comments by trustees, staff, citizens? Seeing none, thank you for being here. We're adjourned.